Hi everybody and welcome back to Beautiful British English, where we bring you bite-sized English fluency lessons. Today I want to introduce you to a little word which is one of my favourites, and it's ish. Welcome back. So, ish. What is it and what does it mean? And it is one of my favourite words, and I have noticed through listening to myself when I'm speaking that I use this little word ish quite often. And it's interesting for me to try and explain to you guys, what does ish mean? So some of you guys may be familiar with ish as a suffix which is used in many different words to describe being part of a group. Yeah. So for example, okay, I come from England. I am from England. So that makes me English. I am from the place, the noun of England. So I am English. Yeah. So we've basically taken the noun England and we've replaced the AND with the ISH to create the adjective form English, which means anybody who is English is part of a group of people that come from England. Yeah. Now there are many words in English that use this form to describe being part of a group. Lots and lots of countries, for example. You might be Swedish, you might be Finnish, you might be Danish, you might be Irish. There are lots and lots. Not every country has an adjective that ends in ish to describe people from that place, but lots do. But that's not really an interesting way to use ish. And I want you guys to be able to use ish to sound much more fluent when you are speaking English. So, I've listed some of the reasons why I use ish on a regular basis. And these are some of the things that I might be talking about, such as time, a location, the age, colour, taste, as in how does something taste in your mouth, how do you feel right now, or when I'm giving my opinion. And what does ish actually mean? It is a suffix. By the way, it's not a word on its own, it is a suffix. You can use it as a word on its own, strangely enough, and I'll demonstrate how later. But what does it mean? Well, there are several different meanings of ish when it's used in its kind of slang form. So these are some examples. Something that is like or similar to another thing. Something that is almost another thing. Something that is not exactly another thing. Something that is approximate to something else, or whether you are talking about being near or about something else. Now, we can also use ish to make words less precise. And we can also use ish to talk about becoming something, so describing changes. Okay, let's start though with talking about like and similarity and these topics where I generally use ish. So time, for example. What time do you have lunch or your dinner? So I have my lunch at 12 o'clock. Midday. But it's never precisely midday. It's never precisely 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock-ish. Yeah? 12 o'clock-ish. So not exactly 12 o'clock. But round about that time-ish. 12-ish. Yeah? Locations. You perhaps you want to describe where you live, or perhaps you want to describe a different location that you want someone to visit, and they might say, well, okay, let's for example, describe the location of a restaurant. your favourite restaurant in your favourite city in the world. So let's say, for example, your favourite city in the world is Rome, and you want to tell me where your favourite restaurant is. I may say to you, well, is your favourite restaurant anywhere near the Vatican City? And you might say, yeah, it's ish, close-ish to Vatican, yeah? So we've described a location that is close-ish to the Vatican. Age. This is an interesting one. I am 40-ish. How old are you? I am 40-ish. So, not exactly, but approximately 40-ish. That means I could be younger than 40, but probably I'm older than 40. Yeah, but 40-ish. Yeah? I know I don't look it, but there you go, I am. Okay, colour. I don't know, I mean, what colour is this jumper or sweater that I'm wearing? What colour would you say it is? I'd say it's beige, or beige-ish. Yeah, so not precisely beige, but beige-ish. Yeah, so colour. Taste. Now, taste, when you're eating food, I like hot food, I like spicy food, I like sweet food. Okay, so when I'm having my lunch at around about 12-ish, yeah, I might have something that's spicy. Not too spicy, not something that's so hot that makes me cry, but something that's, spicy-ish. Yeah, then afterwards I'd probably have, I don't know, ice cream or dessert. That is kind of sweetish. Not overly sweet, but just enough sweet to recognise and to feel good. So I like my food to be sweetish. Yeah, so taste. Feelings. How do you feel right now? Are you happy? Not exactly. Are you sad? No, not exactly. So you're happy-ish? Yeah, maybe you're happy-ish. What about giving your opinion about something? What do you think of this video tutorial right now? Is it good? I think it's goodish. Hopefully it's better than goodish, but that was just me giving you my opinion. It's good-ish. Yeah? So what does ish mean? Ish means similar, almost, not exactly, approximately, or kind of near or about whatever you're describing. Ish. Interesting. Now, ish can also make any word less precise. So I've just given you a very, very simple example of what I mean there. Okay. So at 15 years old, he is tall. So perhaps you're seeing somebody, a 15-year-old boy, schoolboy, and you say, wow, at 15, he is tall. Whereas I might just say, well, yeah, he's tallish. He's tallish, but I've seen taller boys of 15, so yeah, he is tallish. So the adjective tall is less precise when we add ish to the end. And you can do this with almost any adjective, okay? Okay, now another interesting way we use ish is when we want to talk about something that is changing. Yeah. So I've just given two examples, a problem and something that is scary. Okay, so a problem. If something is becoming a problem, yeah, we may say that is becoming problematic. But imagine if your boss asks you, perhaps you're working on a project or there's an issue, and your boss at work says to you, is this a problem? You might say, yeah, ish. What does that exactly mean? It kind of means, well, there's potential for there to be a problem, and unless we take some kind of action, it will become a bigger problem. So we have to deal with it now, because it will become a problem perhaps in the weeks or months down the line. So is it a problem now? Well, yeah, ish. We should start thinking about it because things will change and it will become a bigger problem. Scary. So, I like movies. I like going to the cinema, I like watching DVDs, I like streaming movies, and I like to watch movies that are scary. Yeah? So, usually movies, they don't start off being absolutely scary right at the start. They kind of start off normal, and then as you progress through the movie, they become even more scary. Yeah? So as they change, they become more scary. They become scary-ish. You notice the change. So that's another way I use ish to describe change. One thing becoming another. Ever so slightly. Yeah. So ish is a really interesting little suffix or a little word that you can use on its own to help you describe something either that's not precise or very similar to something else.